Happy Thursday. Well,
Happy Thursday.
glad we were able to do this. And
Oh,
Gramps did all of this on his own. Who needs a podcast producer when you're an incredibly good looking 6-foot guy with
there you
sunglasses?
go.
Brian is welcome back. He's been a guest in the past. I'll do a proper introduction. Welcome to Second Lap. This is Robbie's, me talking in first person singular. This is about mile 36,000 on my feet. There's a little bit of a dilemma. I talked about this with Ronnie last time. I'll throw it out to you so you can understand, or at least be in the know. So on April 16th, when they stopped showing my total mileage, I was at a certain number of miles, 34,000 something. It was April, and they stopped showing mileage. They finally deprecated. You're a technical guy. I'll use technical terms. They finally deprecated the Fitbit domain and moved everything to Google because Google bought Fitbit. And I spent
Oh,
like 18 months trying to get them to figure a way to help me because anyways, long story long, they finally fixed it.
oh wow.
And what you do is you go into the app because everything's an app thing. You go into the
Yep.
app and you just choose 2015, 2016 until you get to 2025. And every stop along the way, it gives you your total miles for that year. You
Nice.
just add them up. And so my whole thing is I'm always going to do this. And that way I'll always have, for us nerds, I'll have a record of truth. Like I'll have just one domain, one repository of these steps, and I'll be good. Well, when I got the functionality to be able to do hey, it's working. This was November, just happened. Like just got access to it. I added all of the years up. And in November, they said I had less miles than they told me I had in April.
Of
So
course.
my record of truth is it's going, huh? Like,
Yeah.
how did you lost miles? Maybe I walked so far that I'm actually going backwards now and I just didn't realize it.
Time warp.
So yeah. Anyway, so I told Ronnie, and I'll get your perspective. I believe they can be right in both cases in my benefit, which means I'm going to take the number in April and I'm going to add everything I've done since April to that number.
Yeah.
And then once I've got that, I'll know, hey, it's 1,500 or 14, whatever the number is, delta, and I'll just know that I'm always that far off, which completely kills the reason for one record of truth. So I didn't have to do complex math in order to.
Yeah. But the system is not in your favor now.
No, the test
Yeah.
says I'm behind where I was when I
Yeah.
was
Well, how
talking
many?
in April.
What's your average step count a day?
With Annie out of town, it's been 25,000. Most days
Holy
it's
shit.
19 to 20,000.
Holy shitballs, dude. That's
Yeah,
8 miles a day right there.
yeah. I'm 8 to 10 miles every day. So I'm definitely farther along than I was in April. So, anyways,
There you go.
I'm gonna do my own thing. I'm gonna pull it in. The reason I seeked you out, I do enjoy all of our conversations, so it's not that being less of a motivator. I was trying to say something positive, and I just completely talked myself into a corner.
Yes, you
I
did.
wanted to chat with you because I'll be public about it. I've had some issues I've shared with you. We've had some sort of heart racing issues I'm going through. I've got an appointment with a cardiologist, so I'm gonna, wear the thing and
Yep.
get all that worked out. I had another good friend of mine. I'll put him in the same category as Brian. He knows how much I walk. Very, 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 very close friend, and his hypothesis. I want to use the right terms. His hypothesis and his truth to me was because I said, hey, there's no way anxiety is having anything to do with this. The heart thing is whatever. I said, I'm having issues while I'm sleeping. And he said, just because you're sleeping doesn't mean your body can't be dealing with the anxiety and trauma that you were dealing while you were awake. You're just not conscious of it. I would ask your cardiologist. So I'm taking him at his word that maybe as a software sales guy, he's kind of a smart guy. And maybe there's some truth to that. So I've been trying to track a little bit more, that side of it. And his statement to me, which the prophetic part, which I haven't even got to, is like, your walking might not be enough.
Correct.
And what he said, God damn, that was way too fast.
Go
You were
ahead.
supposed to
Sorry.
give me more time to give you a drawn out reason why this was, he basically said, you've been walking so long and so many days at this 8 to 10 mile thing that it's just sort of become common and you're low water mark. So
Mm,
your body still needs the weight training, the other stuff that's going to stress my body out that most people walking 8 to 10 miles would get. But I just have been doing it so much that I don't get it. Does that, now that I've thrown it out there, does that sound plausible?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, he's absolutely right. I mean, the body is really good at adaptation. And
Okay.
so for someone who's never walked 8 miles a day, they shouldn't just go out and on Monday start walking 8 miles a day, 5 days a week.
Okay.
They're gonna get injured. They're gonna break bones, potentially break bones in their feet. They're gonna get cramps. They're gonna get muscle strains because all of a sudden they went from nothing to a million, right?
Right.
So the same thing happens when you've been doing it for a long time. Your body is now, this is my new normal. I need 8 miles a day just to feel normal. And so you're not pushing the boundaries anymore that stresses anything. Number one, walking is fantastic and everybody should be doing it,
Right.
right? At a minimum, 3 miles a day. And it's not, walking is good for so many different reasons. You get the blood flowing, you get a little bit of cardiac output, you get breathing going, you get all this good benefits and stuff. But
Motility for your digestive system.
absolutely, motility
Right.
for digestive system.
Right.
But walking is not a training modality. It doesn't put your body into a specific physical capability that you get with pushing it beyond boundaries, because you never raise your heart rate beyond a certain level unless you're
Okay.
doing nothing but hills for 6 miles.
Right.
And you don't have any hills in Texas, so I know you're not doing that.
There's two, and I walk one of them. But
Yeah. So walking as an adjunct to other training is critical. Like, I'll never tell you to stop walking.
right.
I may tell you to back it off a little bit on certain days that you're doing other things. Maybe we'll see how your body takes it. But weight training comes into play here because proper weight training pushes everything. It's not just about muscles, it's also about your heart and your cardiovascular system being stressed.
Okay.
Like, we lifted this morning. So we did our weight training a couple hours ago,
Okay.
right? And that we're doing sets of reps with, 80, 90 pounds of weights. You put the weights down after 10 sets of a compound movement, like, you're breathing hard. Your heart rate's jammed through the roof. And a lot of people misunderstand cardiovascular training. I need to go run.
Okay.
No, running has the same adaptation as walking. If you run 5 miles every day, you do it long enough, your body's like, this is normal, I'm fine. But you don't push your body anymore to adapt and adapt and adapt. It's the adaptation that strength training really is the benefit of.
So
And
my buddy who's done 4 years straight of a 5K a day
yeah,
has literally put himself in the same boat as I am with 8 miles a day of we've just raised the bar sounds terrible, but we've just raised our bar to where we're not
yeah,
okay. Your
yeah.
main mention of 80 pounds. One of the big
Oh,
reasons I wanted to talk through this is that I wanted to talk about, what is proper weight training for a plus 40-year-old. I mean, I know I'm older than that, but I'm trying to make it at least more relevant to, other friends and people like
Yeah.
Ronnie that are in their 40s. What's what is proper weight training? Is it about lifting until you can't lift anymore? Is it about sets of 10 and or 5 sets
Ooh.
of 10 reps? I mean, is there a
Yeah. So this is a very complex question because
agreed?
there is no simple answer.
Okay.
So
Is it based on my goals? I mean, how can I help you to tune it?
yes. So it really depends on what you want the outcome to be with the weight training. If you're going for pure strength, that's usually heavy weights, low reps, breaks in between. If you're going more for an athletic build with some strength and cardiovascular training, now you're in like a medium weight with high reps and longer sets.
Right.
Full body compound movements are really going to be the best way to go for everybody, right?
Okay.
People think of strength training, it's I'm going to do squats with a barbell on my back, I'm going to do bench press,
Right.
a deadlift, right? The traditional big three. But those are great. But as you get older, you're in your 40s, your 50s, some of those things you might want to stay away from now because of spinal loading above 40 and 50 is not always the best with a barbell on your back.
Okay. And
There's
that's like you're talking the compression in the discs and things like that.
Yes,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, things that you need to think about as you get older. And it doesn't mean you have to lift less. I lift weights 5 times a week, right?
Right.
And it's the best thing and if we go from a health perspective, the one thing that everybody needs, especially women, as we age, is weight training. Bone density is important as we age, which is increased through weight training. The
Is this
stress
the
of,
osteoporosis stuff?
yes,
Okay.
correct.
Okay.
And women suffer more from that. Once they go through menopause, they start to lose bone density a lot faster than we will. So weight training counteracts that issue.
Okay.
Running, as you age, certain things get a little bit more challenging to do. You're not going to be running marathons. Most of us aren't running marathons 70, 80 years old, but you can still pick up weights and get the benefits from them. So
Is
from a
it the same for a free bar versus one of the machines at a Lifetime Fitness kind
machines,
of thing? What do you think there?
free weights, free weights, free weights.
Okay.
Because you do not get with a machine, you're in isolation.
You're
So
not
you
having to
don't get
stabilize kind of stuff.
correct. And that's where you get the full body component of compound movements.
Okay.
Is that even though maybe you're focusing on a shoulder workout, if you're doing a thruster with a shoulder workout, now you're getting a squat into an overhead press. So you're getting compound movements.
Okay.
The best thing that everybody could do, that's why I sent you the ladder app. Nobody knows how to weight train because we know what we know from when we were in high school. If we played a sport, if you were in football or wrestling or
Right.
baseball, you did these kind of things. And so we tend to repeat what we learned 20, 30, 40 years ago.
Yep.
And now that the science has really changed so much around weight training, it's really is there's really good methods to the madness
Okay.
because just like anything, weight training has to be in cycles. So you do
All right,
this for
and
12.
just for the layman, when you say cycles, is that the leg day versus the chest day versus the
Not even that. You
okay.
can my training revolves around pretty much compound movements all the time.
Okay.
So every day may have multiple body parts with focus on one of them,
Okay.
where that one is getting loaded way more, but all the accessory muscles are still working, right?
Okay.
Like today was centered around legs, specifically hamstrings. So even though we were working a lot of different muscle parts, it was the posterior chain, hamstrings, and glutes that were getting really beat up by what we were doing.
Okay.
And then tomorrow's probably going to be upper body focus, but we'll still be using the damn legs in there
Right.
somewhere
Right.
or the other.
Okay.
But cycles, the body adaptation, if you continually do something over and over and over and over, you never change the adaptation. So 12-week cycles, 16-week cycles, you
Okay.
do heavy training. You're lifting heavy weights, low reps for 12 weeks. Then you have what's called a deload week where you're still lifting, but you're going way lighter. And then the next 12 weeks, you change up the modality. So now you're going high reps with a medium weight, and then you go back to heavy. So there's really a method to getting the body. That constant change thing is real, except people like to think it has to be changed daily. When
Versus the 12 weeks, which is like every 3 months.
exactly, yeah,
Okay.
correct.
Okay. Are you, just for the audience that's watching you walk, are you just swimmer's body? Are you trying to bulk up so you can pick up a car with your shoulders? What's your goal by going 5 days a week?
My goal, well, 5 days a week, one, I love it, and that's the training schedule that I have.
Okay.
Sunday's an off day, so nothing happens on Sunday.
Okay.
Saturday I do a hit training, which is usually high intensity interval training stuff. So I get a big metabolic blast on a Saturday.
Okay.
And then Sunday's a rest day, take it easy, go for walks, but don't do any weight training and then hit it back on Monday.
Okay. And then, as you said, you're doing different parts over
Yes.
that 5 days. So you're not just doing chest every day.
No, correct. Yeah.
Okay.
And
And are
the
you getting it
goal,
all from the ladder app that you did send me? This is all the programs you're using?
yep. Yep.
Okay.
Because I'll tell you what, I've used a lot of them, and the coaches on this one, they're using science-backed methods and methodologies that I've read about, I know about, I've listened to others talk about, and
Okay.
they're implementing those in their training regime. So it's phenomenal stuff. My goal, no, I don't want to get huge. I want to get bigger. Sure, I won't lie. Everybody likes to be a little bigger, but
Right.
my
You could
frame
just wear
doesn't.
a medium shirt instead of a large one and you get the same.
Well, I
Never
do
mind.
that already. Yeah, I do that already. I couldn't find one smaller, so I had to go to the kids section. Then it
Yeah.
makes me look huge.
Yeah.
But my
Thank you.
goal, my goal, dude, is just to be. I want to do the shit at 70 and 80 that I'm still doing today, and I'm not going to be able to do that without strength. And
Right.
there's a guy, Mark Ripito. He's kind of a legend in the strength training world.
Okay.
His book is like required reading for most people who go into that world. And he
Will you
lays
send it to
down,
me so I don't forget?
yeah, yeah.
Okay. I'll listen to it.
And his book is like a technical manual. it's
Okay.
it's not an easy read. It's all about training. But I would never go to him for nutrition advice because he's too old school. He's like, yeah, just eat everything in sight because you're trying to get big.
Right.
But his essence is that the most basic fundamental component of a human body is strength. And if you
Yes.
don't have strength, you're incapable of doing a lot of things. Like I love the commercial. There's a great commercial I saw years ago where grandpa, an old guy, is all of it. He grabbed a kettlebell, big kettlebell,
Right.
and he took it out to his garden. And for days, all he did was just try to lift it off the ground. Then he got it off the ground, and then he got it up to his chest. And there's this progression until he's doing this. He's doing a thruster from the ground over to his head, right?
Right.
And then they cut to he finally gets to see his grandchild, who he bends down, picks up, and lifts above his head.
Okay.
It's the perfect commercial for strength.
Yes.
And I mean, the goals, everybody's goals are different. At the end of the day, I like to train weights because it really does give you freedom for a lot of things that you want to do in life.
Right.
And it's going to protect me as I age. And that's that's the most important thing. And everybody thinks weight training, Arnold Schwarzenegger, oh, I'm going to get this big and bulky. And it's a shame to say it. There's been a big change now. I see it all the time with women lifting is now the new norm. But we do Orange Theory.
Right.
And, these women love the treadmill. They'll run on that damn treadmill for 30 minutes. But then they go to the weight floor and they pick up these tiny little weights.
2.5 pounders.
2.5, 5 pounds. It's
Right.
like, no, you need to go pick up that 40 and lift that a few times. It's like, because that's going to be way more beneficial than you running 30 minutes on that treadmill.
Yeah, I hear you. And that's what I'm coming to that conclusion. Like I feel, we talked about this off and on since 2019,
Yeah.
2020. I feel that I'm like the slimmest that I've been. I'm down 15 pounds since I quit sugar again, 70 whatever these days ago. I
Yeah.
feel like I'm healthy, but I don't feel like I'd want to crush cans and put them in the recycle. You know what I mean?
Well, the
I
other,
want to be less fragile. So that's why
w-
I'm really trying to dig into this and make sure
yes,
I don't choose the wrong path.
yes, no, absolutely. And that's just it. If you were to train with weights 3 days a week, full body compound movements correctly, you're going to see a massive difference in your life. It really is amazing. And especially one of the things, strength, bone density, better fat metabolism, better insulin resistance and insulin absorption, right? Muscle is so protective in so many different areas of the human body that that's again back to the fundamental need to have muscle mass on us.
Our body is massively magical. Like I
Yes.
hear what you're
Oh,
saying
yeah.
and can do all sorts of
Absolutely.
things. I'm taking medication. I'm on day 10 of 14 days of pills for
Yeah.
something that my body was fighting
Yeah.
for probably a year,
Yeah.
maybe longer. Like the feeling that I had is gone. And it's like your body, and I was gonna say, for those that are watching, your body will do an amazing job at treading water. It's a terrible analogy, but it's a great analogy. Like it'll just keep going, and yet you're not getting any better. Your
Yeah.
body is just sort of like isolated that. And so
Yeah.
I'm taking this pill and feel better, but I do understand, and I don't feel fragile. I just feel like a lot of exposure. My grandfather was in muscle, fitness and things, and went to a place, and we did all the different modalities, and we did the sauna, and so I was exposed to that. Like
Oh,
call
wow.
it less than 10 years old,
Yeah.
and so I appreciate that. I've had multiple home gyms that turned into clothes dryers or you know hangers of things. It was in my office forever until I had to sell it to move out of the house into a new place. I mean, so I've had all these, but I never have had the enjoyment of the free weights. But yet,
Oh, yeah.
in the times that I've bought free weights, you have a rack and it takes up all the space, and so I need to go find a place because I don't know that I'm going to do this at home. Not the way that I'm hearing you do it, but I need to find a place where I can have access to the free weights and
Yeah.
get into a
So,
routine.
so you can't, I don't know if you can see this or not, but you see this right here. This
Yes.
is a dumbbell set.
Okay.
This is uh, five to 80 pounds on each one in that,
Modular.
yeah, modular. On top
Okay.
of our kettlebells and free bar and a bunch of other stuff in there. But
Okay.
the amount of shit that you actually need is tiny.
Okay.
A modular dumbbell set like that, you could use that and train 3 times a week with no problem.
Okay.
With the
That's
right,
enough.
yeah, that's enough.
Okay.
It is, and that's just it. People overcomplicate this. It doesn't have to be you need to go to LA Fitness or whatever, you know, robo gym is in your location.
Right.
Now, granted, some people might need that accountability, get out of the house, go to the gym, do the thing, right?
Yeah.
There is that factor. I don't have a problem with that. So I just come downstairs and work out. I've always had that, luckily, knock wood. But, you know, do whatever gets you the fuck out of the house to lift a weight, do it.
Yeah.
Because it's the benefits are there's too many benefits to list to not train with weights.
Anything, because I've pumped up protein, so I'm probably consuming 140 to 150, whatever it is, grams of protein through protein
Yeah.
powder and my supplements in addition to the meat that I'm eating. Do I need to do anything else if I'm going to start doing this? Like I'm doing LMNT as well, so I'm getting salt. But is there
Yeah.
anything that I need to adjust since I'm going to add this to my life?
The only thing, no, I honest to God, no, you won't. You won't have
Okay.
to start eating like a maniac. You know, that's actually a trap. Unless you're 20, 30 years old and you're like training like a freaking beast. Yeah, but and, you know, as we get 40, 50s, 60s, you shouldn't have to alter your diet too much if you're already getting that much protein.
Okay.
The only thing that you might see and show an improvement to your training over some time is healthy carbohydrates, rice, you know, potatoes in moderation. Not this isn't a this. I had to bring good carbs back to
Right.
fuel the amount of training that I was actually doing.
So Annie doesn't like this, but I'm going to say it to you because we're on our own show. I think of, and I'm just afraid of the response. I think of potatoes
Yeah.
as their own type of food. Like they're a superfood. That's why there's 250 or whatever. There's different variations, and they've been in our life since before the Aztecs. And so I have a little bit of potatoes every day, even though I'm telling you that I've
Oh,
given up sugar.
I'm
I
not
have,
gonna. I'm not gonna poo-poo that. I'm not.
okay,
Yeah.
okay,
If you weren't walking as much as you do, like this is where carbs become a problem.
okay,
If you're eating, if you're not doing anything to extend use all those stored carbohydrates and you keep eating,
okay.
that's where the problem comes into play, right? That's it's the overeating of carbs and not having the output to justify you eating 900 grams of
Right, right.
carbohydrates a day. But like I've noticed, I've had to increase my carb intake to fuel the workouts that I want. Like I can't do fasted workouts anymore. I
Really?
used to love fasted workouts, but I'm finding now at 54 that is like, yeah, that doesn't feel as good as it once did 10 years ago.
Well, what is the just for those that may feel it? What is your how are you figuring out that a fasted workout is not for you? Do you just feel bad?
Yep.
Okay.
I my workouts are not, they were starting to feel shitty. So
Okay.
my output capability was like, this isn't right. So as I
Less
always do,
weight, less reps, just the whole thing.
it's just, yeah, you just feel like you're dragging through the whole
Okay.
workout. And then after the workout, you're like, you're just,
So you add
I,
carb and all that's changed.
yeah. And that's just it. Before a workout, I'll have half a cup
Did I just lose your mic?
of like a
There you
half a
are.
cup of rice. Bef- yeah. So I have like a half a cup of rice before a good, I know I'm going to do a heavy workout. And that has made the difference between I'm going to destroy this workout to, oh, is this thing over yet? Because I'm just dragging.
Half a cup of rice. That's it. Just white rice.
That's it. Half a cup of rice.
Wow.
And I do the whole the starch resistant rice where you cook it and then you refrigerate it overnight. Then
Okay.
I, heat that up. So I do that.
Okay.
Just plain white rice because white rice is better than brown rice. Don't let them fool you.
I've heard that, and the whole the refrigerator to let that whatever to break that process. I've not really done that. Like we make rice as needed, and I
Yeah.
think what I'm hearing you say is it would be beneficial if I had pre-made rice at the ready that was less.
Yep.
Well, I mean, as I say,
Yeah.
I'm not going to get gross here, but I've read things like skin tags. And when you get these skin tags, it's about insulin. Like it's an insulin
Mm,
resistant
yeah.
function. So I'm just trying to
And,
figure out how to get insulin out of my body.
and I know what? More muscle mass.
A muscle mass. All right.
More muscle mass. You're a big dude. You're 6 foot, man. You could probably easily have 5 pounds of muscle added in a year.
Okay. So we're not
And
going for quickness, just
no, there is
longevity.
no such thing as quickness. Oh,
Okay.
yeah, longevities. It's a marathon, not a sprint, right? And that's the other thing. Like, I'm going to train smart. You know, how I trained when I was 19, 20 years old, I can't do that anymore. I'm close, but it's the recovery that, is the bitch.
Right.
So I want to be able to still train and train and train and train because I got a lot of years left, knock wood. And I want to keep that moving forward. So you got to train smarter. I don't want an injury that's going to take me out for
I
six
hear you.
months. I don't want to do something stupid where it's like, yep, I'm not lifting not that anymore. So got to train smarter.
Do you, last question about this. Do you use the sword or scepter or the
The
staff, whatever it is? Do you use that?
the
The
maces.
mace. Do
I
you use
do have.
maces?
I haven't used them in a while, but I do have maces. I was training with them for a little bit.
Yeah.
Um, their maces they're interesting, but they're
Okay.
much better for working in a mobility plane.
Okay.
So they're more of um, an adjunct training modality to weightlifting or weight training. Like there's a
Okay.
lot you can do with a mace and an Indian club that focuses more on mobility, especially upper body, shoulder, and the shoulder girdle mobility. So
Okay.
I wouldn't. They're neat, but like you're not going to develop the kind of power or strength or muscle mass that you would using dumbbells or barbells or even kettlebells.
Okay. You put them in that order? Is the kettlebell the last just because of the way
Oh
that it
no,
requires and people don't use them right? Or,
people do not know. Let's see. Barbell, free weights, number one and two. They could be tied. They're on the same plane.
okay.
I would put kettlebells right after that, but kettlebells come with a cautionary warning to go find a coach
Okay.
because oh my God. When we go to gyms and watch people pick up a kettlebell, it's all you can do not to go over there and say, please put that down. You're going to hurt yourself because kettlebells forces you to learn really good body mechanics.
Okay.
And if you don't know the body mechanics, like you're definitely going to hurt yourself sometime. And the benefits of that too is like the kettlebell with the body mechanics teaches you that proper form that then translates into the rest of your life, which is
Right.
it's a goofy thing to think about, but it really does help you in a lot of different ways. And we love the kettlebell. That's our primary training weight right now.
Interesting. We have a couple. I'll have to see if they fit into, and I'll check out ladder. Thank you,
Ladder's great.
ladder. Um, I've been thinking about going. Just like I said, I'll throw it out there. I've been thinking about doing a health club from the social side, as you're saying. When some of our
Yeah,
kids go to a certain one, so
yeah.
kind of fits that in. They've got a rock climbing wall and other things that
Mm,
sort of get exciting. And then they have both cold and sauna. And I'm
ooh,
trying to
nice.
figure out how to get those into my
Yeah.
life in
Yeah.
such a
Hey,
way that makes sense.
yeah, there you go. And let me say this too. Whoa. Oh, I hit my timeout on my treadmill. We've
Long
been
time.
talking so. Yeah. Let me say this too. When I rescind one of my earlier comments, like the machines, weight training machines at the gym, I poo poo them because I don't want to use them and they have certain limitations. If
Okay.
that's what you have access to and are willing to use, go use them because you're
Okay.
still getting the benefit of pushing weight,
Okay.
right? At the end of the day, it's better than not lifting anything whatsoever.
I hear you, and I also see the value. I was going to say, there's a guy that I follow that's Cam Haynes, one of the
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
best bow hunter guy. He was, and I don't know if you've been watching him lately, but he was getting on a medicine ball, I think it is, the blow up big ball
Yeah.
on his feet, jumping from that to a bigger one, jumping to the next one, and then shooting an arrow from the third one. And so he's got
Yeah.
all of his core and all of his things all, holding him up. And I'd love to be able to
Yeah.
get to that place, but I don't think I'm going to be there tomorrow.
Well, you know what? See, that's one of those things too that it's like I love Cam. I've read his book. I listen to his pods when I have the opportunity, but that kind of shit is stupid because you're setting some people up for failure and really bad injury because unless you're doing American Ninja Warrior, what freaking when am I going to have to
When am I
do
going to
that
jump
in
on a
the
medicine ball to shoot a deer or yeah, no,
Exactly. Yeah. I'm no, my strength, if I'm going to have to do anything is run really, really fast or lift something up to hurt somebody with. That's it.
yes, I hear you.
So, yeah. Uh,
Thank you. I
yeah,
appreciate this, the conversation. I think it's given me some good things to think about. Others thinking about it. It's not building Rome in a day. Make sure that
nope.
you're being smart, eating
Yep.
right. And we
Yep.
didn't talk about it, but get a lot of sleep. Sleep is good.
Yes. Sleep is super important. Super. And he's right. I mean, the one comment that he did make you about sleeping doesn't mean that your anxiety or stress goes away. It depending on how well your sleep is actually going, if it's bad sleep versus good sleep, that anxiety and stress can definitely leak into your sleep time for sure.
Well, I would think it would
So,
almost, and I'm not Dr. Matt Walker or any of these people that have studied it, but I would believe, especially the where I see the alerts on the Fitbit, that
mm,
it's coming out in REM,
oh yeah,
which is the time when your body's sort of, I always think it's like defragging the hard drive, like it's trying to clean things up and finish things out, and it's trying to do all that. And if I was full of anxiety and then my body's trying to defrag anxiety, I would assume it shows up at night. I
yeah,
mean, but I'm not a sleep expert, so
yeah, yeah. I would say your sleep's okay because it sounds like you do sleep well already. We've had that conversation before.
yes. Yes. No, I don't think sleep is affecting it. It's coming out in sleep, which is what's caused the troubleshooter in me trying to figure out how to put it together. But I'll say it again. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I hope the rest of your day is awesome. And
You too, my
come
friend.
listen to us.
Will do. Have care. Take care.
Appreciate it. Take care.
Bye bye.